what Sardi's means to you personally.
My life. Sardi is my life. He has been my life. As I said, I walked through those doors 1974, 50 some more years ago, okay? And we struck this love affair that still stands strong today. So it's I cannot say it any better than that.
Welcome to Backstage with Richard Ridge. For over 100 years, Sardi's has been the toast of Broadway and a New York institution. Located on West 44th Street in the heart of a theater district, the legendary restaurant is known for its iconic celebrity caricatures that hang on the walls. And I caught up with Sardi's owner, Max Klimovicius. Well, Max, it is great to be sitting with you here at your restaurant of Sardi's.
My pleasure to have you, Reggie.
So here we are on the fourth floor. So, I remember talking to you. This was not always a banquet floor, was it?
No, well, this was offices originally, and we took it over back in late 1970s.
Yeah.
And it became our private main banquet room.
So we're sitting here now. There are portraits all over the walls, and I love this because all the artists are up here. How many artists for caricatures have there been over the years?
Okay, so we've had four throughout the years. We started in 1927. Started with a Russian immigrant by the name of Alex God, who met Vincent Sardi Sr. At one reunion of the Cheese Clubs, which was a group of journalists that used to get together at Sardi's once a week, round table where they all compare stories and gossip. And at one of these meetings, one of the journalists brought Alex God. And Alex, while he was at the meeting, started doing the drawings of the people at the table. And it was there that the idea was born to have Alex do the famous people that came to Sardi's, to put them up on the wall. So Vincent liked the idea. However, it was during 1927, the recession, prohibition.
No one had any money.
It was tough times.
Yeah.
So Vincent liked the idea, and they struck a deal where Vincent gave Alex 2 meals a day, and Alex would draw the famous people that came to the restaurant in exchange. There was a stipulation that Vincent wouldn't criticize Alex's art, and Alex wouldn't criticize Vincent's food. So, and it was a contract that Alex honored until he died. Yeah. Even when Sardi started doing better, and Vincent wanted to sign a proper contract where he would get paid with money, Alex wouldn't want it. He wanted it that way. So he was the first. He was a true caricaturist. He wasn't flattering. He chose his subjects, and the way he worked is that he did a sketch of the subject. Then he would have the subject sign it, because they have to be signed in order for them to go up. So he would have the subject sign it, and then after that he would make some changes that many times the subjects weren't pleased with it. As a matter of fact, there was Milton Berle that hated the nose that he gave him, and he pestered him so much that he put dots where his nose should have been. Anyway, so that was our first one. After Alex, we had a artist by the name of Mackie. That was short-lived because Mackie had a drinking problem. So he did a few and only worked for us for about a year. After him came Dan Bevan. Dan Bevan was a playwright. Dan Bevan wrote Stalag 17. When he was in World War II, he came up with this idea and he wrote Stalag 17. So he had that as a side job. And eventually, Don went to the West Coast to pursue his career and his dream. So that's when Sardi's was without a caricaturist. This was in the mid-1970s, so early to mid-1970s. So Vincent came up with the idea to have a contest. He had a contest in the Daily News where he gave assignments to, I think it was 3 or 4 caricaturists. So the present one that we have, his name is Richard Barrett. He won the contest with Bette Midler. Vincent loved Bette Midler. However, Bette Midler hated it. She hated it so much that Vincent had to destroy it. So that caricature doesn't exist anymore. But we did her when she came back to Broadway on the, what was the name of that play?
I'll Eat You Last.
I'll Eat You Last, yes.
The Stu Menger story.
The Stu Menger story. So we have one of Bette Midler now that is hanging down on the walls.
That she loved and that she signed.
Yes.
Because, she used to come here a lot. There are all these pictures of her in the 70s, and I realized she never liked her caricature.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish we would have kept it. But anyway, so yes, we've had some stories about things that have happened with the caricatures. They're not permanently mounted on the wall, so they can be removed and moved around, which is good because then we can move them we can move to the front to the current ones, and that's good. However, anybody can remove them and take them with them, and we have lost a few very valuable ones. Okay, we lost Barbara Streisand, and we were able to do her again. And the new one that we did of her, she signed, "Don't steal this one." So we have it screwed to the wall.
Totally.
So Jimmy Cagney we lost also. I remember that the next day after he passed away, the caricature was gone. And Doug Henning, the magician, we lost 2 of them.
Like magic, like that, disappeared, right?
I know. It's strange, but disappeared. We did another one, and it disappeared again. So
that's crazy. So he's not here.
He's not here. No.
We'll get Doug Henning back here.
Yes.
But that's amazing. 2 of them disappeared. But I love that. How many caricatures are there? Like in the vaults and everything else. Do you know about what number?
So the first 270 some. Original ones we donated to the Billy Rose Museum, the Library at Lincoln Center. That's where they reside today. Those are God, obviously those are Alex God's. And hanging on the walls, we have maybe 1,000. But all total, we have about 1,200, 1,300. Obviously, because of the wall space, we have started removing the ones that people don't recognize anymore. So
it's 4 floors here. It's fascinating. You look around at these. How do you know? Is there a Sardi's Bible where you know where everything, like if someone says so-and-so's coming in, they're going to sit at this table?
Well, we have a chart.
Yeah.
That is somewhat accurate.
Yeah.
And so in that chart, we have the table at which the caricature should be. So we have an idea pretty much where they are, or where they should be.
No, because I come in here a lot and I look around like, oh, Leonard Bernstein, he's on the 4th floor. So-and-so's on the 2nd floor.
Right.
I want to go back. I love, your story is so inspirational. Take me back to 1974 when you walked through the doors of Sardi's here and how Sardi's changed your life.
Well, first of all, I didn't know what Sardi's was about.
Yeah.
I didn't know what Broadway was about. I was totally ignorant about it. I was a young man, 19 years old. I could hardly speak English. So it was out of necessity that I walked through that door and got my first introduction to Sardi's restaurant, the back of the house, as a dishwasher. And then eventually I escalated positions, and I was noticed by Vincent Sardi Jr., who was the person, the son of the founder, and we struck a relationship, I could say like a father and son relationship. And eventually he allowed me to buy the business out of earnings, which is unusual and not seen these days. So I'm very fortunate, and I say a prayer every night when I go to sleep. Thank God.
You're continuing this incredible legacy.
Yes,
when you walked through that door, seriously, in 1974, it was, It was life-changing for you.
Yes, it was definitely, most
Yeah.
definitely, especially since I had no idea what I was walking into.
Yeah.
And look, this is 50 years later, and we still have that love affair.
You know, it's interesting. I can talk to anybody and they'll tell me, oh, I remember the first time I walked into Sardi's. They'll be like, I walked through those doors and I saw all the caricatures, you know, and they can also tell you why they return to this establishment all the time. And they tell me it's not just because of the theatrical history, it's also the food and your staff. You pride yourself on your staff here, don't you?
Yes, yes. Well, that's what Sardi's is about.
Yeah.
Okay, Sardi's is not just about one thing.
Yeah.
Sardi's is about a package. Okay, and that's the way I look at it. You know, the food is good. It's not 5-star. We will never pretend to be 5-star. We are consistent.
Yeah.
So consistency is has been my key to success, because you have to give people what they expect, whether it's here or here. But if they get what they expect, you'll get them back.
Yeah.
So we have consistency in terms of the help. We are non-pretentious. You know, it comes from the Sardi's family. Look, Vincent Sardi Sr., the founder of the restaurant, he was a vagabond. He left home when he was a child. He went to work in ships.
Yeah.
He had no family. Eventually, he landed in London. He worked in hotels. That's where he learned the trade. He worked in hotels. And then from London, he came to New York City. Here he met Eugenia Sardi, who became his wife and his business partner. So Vincent considered this a home that he could welcome his family. That's why he lent money to actors that didn't have money to pay for food. A lot of that money was never repaid. When he passed away, Vincent Sardi Jr. found a chest full of IOUs that were never redeemed. But that's the kind of person that he was. It was important for him that people would feel at home. And that's what we try to carry on today.
Yeah.
So I am simply a steward.
Well, let's talk about the legacy, what Sardi's means to the Broadway community and to New York City.
Well, Sardi's, first of all, Sardi's is has become part of the fabric of Broadway. You know, Sardi's and Broadway go together. And it's very important to the city because he's one of the very few jewels that still stands even with the time.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's still the same. We're consistent, remember. So that's the value of what we have.
Yeah. What Sardi's means to you personally.
My life. Sardi's is my life. He has been my life. As I said, I walked through those doors 1974, 50 some more years ago, okay? And we struck this love affair that still stands strong today. So it's I cannot say it any better than that.
Well, you know, I go back to coming to Sardi since I was a kid. When I was 12 years old, I remember the day I came into here after seeing Fiddler on the Roof, and it's never changed for me.
Yes, it's there is something about this place, and I just couldn't really put my finger on it. Look, we went through a bankruptcy where Vincent Sardi sold the restaurant in 1984 to a group that went bankrupt eventually. And in 1990, Vincent Sardi came back and took over the restaurant, and that is when we came as partners, 1990. And I remember that even after being closed for 4 months, people will walk through the door and they go, "Wow!"
Yeah.
And I mean, what do they see? You know, it's something intangible. It's something magical. It's I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
Look, we were closed for almost 2 years with COVID.
Yeah.
Same thing. You know, it's something about this place.
Yeah.
Could be the cannelloni.